Once all the wort has been moved into the kettle and it's come up to the volume we're looking for, and it's at the original gravity that we want for that particular beer, we'll then bring the whole thing to a boil, a good rolling boil, and that's really the brewing part of brewing beer, and why in medieval times and in certain parts of the world it's much safer to drink the beer than it is the water, because it's being sterilized. And in addition to sterilizing the wort, you're boiling off some of the water, so you're making it more concentrated, and it's where you add the hops. And the hops are really kind of the spice of beer. The hops are very bitter, of course, and that's what's going to balance the sweetness of the wort. And we have several hop additions over the course of a 90-minute boil. The hops you add at the beginning of the boil are what are called bittering hops. And depending upon the amount and the variety that you put in there, you're going to get a very bitter beer like an IPA or a Czech Pilsner, or a very light beer as far as the bitterness goes, like an export. Now, there are some beers that have a lot of finishing hopping or aroma hopping, and these are the hops you put at the very end of the boil, because the hops you add at the beginning, all the kind of flavor and great aroma of that, that floral, herbal, citrus, whatever kind of hop it is going to go right out the stack. So we throw a bunch more hops in at the very end, and that's what's going to give that beer its specific hop bouquet, if you will. So we throw some hops at the very end. We'll shut down that steam. We'll take another gravity reading, because the gravity will actually increase as we boil, because we're boiling off some of the water. But then we have all these hops floating around in that solution. So what we're going to do is whirlpool it. We'll pull some wort off the bottom, and it goes through a pump and jets around the side through this tangential arm, and it'll get the whole batch going in a whirlpool motion. And so all these solid hops and other proteins will collect in the center, kind of like when you swirl a cup of tea with a spoon. All the solids will collect in the center, and then we can pull the clear wort out the side and through a heat exchanger.